I love the ADA. I always have. And it's a thrill being here to share with you what the Hearing Loss Association of America in Indianapolis does. We are actually over 40 years old because our national office in Bethesda, Maryland, established this organization back in 1979, and we have affiliations in all 50 states. Indiana has our office, which covers Indianapolis and the surrounding communities. And we also have a northern chapter called the Michiana chapter. And our goal is to provide information, support, advocacy, and education regarding hearing loss. Now, nationally, there are 48 million people with hearing loss. So in Indiana, you have approximately, in the whole state, we learn that there are approximately 100,000 people with hearing loss. Now, when I speak of hearing loss, I speak of those who are lacking a certain measure of hearing. One similarity we have with the deaf community is that we also have challenges when speaking with the public and getting accommodations and services in the public. Now, what is working well? Well, we have increased awareness of inclusion and opportunity for those with hearing loss. There are many ways that we can be equal with society in getting services. Education is a big thing to educate others what it is we need. So when it comes to ADA, an awareness that we can actually enforce our rights, our civil rights to get those services is an excellent way that we can ensure that we're equal and that we can enjoy and have the equality in society. In order to hear better, we require accommodations such as assistive listening devices, CART, caption access real time, such as this program today. We have captioning for those who need captioning. There are times when we miss 2 or 3 words in a sentence, and this will ensure our equal access to what is being said. In addition, assistive listening devices, such as those handheld FM systems, you can request when you go to theaters, when you go to movie theaters, when you go to churches. These devices are hooked by headphone or Bluetooth. Nowadays, Bluetooth is out there to connect to your hearing aid telecoil, and I will speak about that in just a moment. Also, TVs and caption phones are big. This is an awareness that people realize, oh, I can actually get a phone with captioning on it. So now I can hear my family members better. I can understand what's actually being said and not misconstrue what was being said or misunderstanding what was being said. So we want to hear, and we want to hear the best that we can, and the only way we can do that is to apply our rights under the ADA. Employment is another good area I can speak about. Actually, we like to help those in the employment area, certainly in Indiana and really anywhere, where you can assert your rights by asking for reasonable accommodations. Reasonable accommodations that won't pose an undue hardship for the employer. In our case, if we want to work in a job in Indiana and they have regular phones, but they don't have phones with amplification or captioning, then we can ask for that. The other thing is electronic technology. Electronic technology is amazing. We're actually at a very good time in our society where technology can help the hard of hearing individual understand what's being said through captioning. Smartphones have Google Live Transcribe for Androids. Otter is another technology that can be used on smartphones for people with iPhones. So there are different methodologies that the hard of hearing can use in society to actually help them hear. So our job is to educate and to advocate for those who need a little help in getting these services and these accommodations, and providing inclusion and opportunity in society. Frankly, in my opinion, there are three segments of society. You have the hearing world. You have the hard of hearing, who's in between, and then you have the deaf. It's funny because you're always trying to find ways to connect all three in a way that we can all understand each other. What areas I would like to see addressed in the future? We are hoping to get all of Indiana with hearing loops. What are hearing loops? They are the audio frequency induction loop system. And what that means is, let's say you go to a college class at your university in Indiana. You could go to Indiana University and go to a class, and let's say that they have the hearing loop installed. In that case, I can actually turn the telecoil button on my hearing aid and actually hear what the professor is saying in front of the room. I can sit in the back of the room and actually hear every single clear word. It's crystal clear. There's no background noise, and it's an amazing technology that I don't know why it's not broad. It's not across the board, but our job is to make sure that everyone knows about it and that we spread the word that we would like to get that implemented. And especially in libraries and meeting rooms, that's another area we would like to get that installed. So education, advocacy, again, is our goal. And so I think by having captioning in public places such as restaurants, if they have it in their TVs, we would like to see that across the board in Indiana. So it's a variety of things. I could go on all day, but we don't have time for that. The House Bill 1113 was passed last May, and this bill is the instrument that new infrastructure in Indiana, and also to bring awareness to the audiology practices across Indiana, that we must develop hearing loops into the buildings, as well as audiologists explaining to their patients what are hearing loops and how can you access that through your hearing aid. So these things are another methodology that we can get effective communication access. And with the ADA, now that we have ADA for 30 years, happy birthday ADA, we can assert our civil rights to gain these equal opportunities in society. There's more work to do, and I look forward to that work.